G'day guys, welcome back to the first part of building the Santisima Trinidad by Artesania Latina. As always, we'll be starting with the skeleton of the ship, and there is a lot involved in building this skeleton. Something like 60 instructions of the kit are to do with that. One thing I like about the Artesania kits, we have each part is numbered, and then it goes into the corresponding part that is also numbered, so you always know where it's going. It was exactly the same in the Silly Royale. As always, I first start off just doing a dry fit of each part. In this particular case it's quite loose, it moves around a fair bit, so what I'll be doing is gluing it, getting a square, making sure it's 90 degrees, and I'll actually clamp that in position until the glue dries. At least it'll take a while, but at least we know then that every single frame is square. So I'll get some glue ready and set the camera in position, and we will get started. Okay, next up we make the first of the bulkheads or frames. It comes in three pieces. We have F2A, two of the F2Bs, and then up the top we have the F2C. We don't actually glue that one in place, that's only there to make sure the frame stays in alignment. If that wasn't there, obviously the F2Bs could be too far in or too far out. This just makes sure that it keeps the correct alignment. You'll also notice I've got it laid out on baking paper. I've found that the wood glue does not stick to the baking paper, which is really handy, and will just lift off after it's dry. So I'll get the glue ready. Next up we have three boards to go in, numbered 1, 2 and 3. They just go in the front here, number 1 right next to that keel board, number 2 next to it, and number 3 just goes in this last position here. They're actually a reasonably good fit, so I shouldn't have to hold them in place. So yes, we'll continue. Okay, well let's put the first frame into its position. As you can see, it's F2 and it slots into F2. So not easy to make a mistake on this kit. So it just slides in there again, reasonably loose. So do the same method. I'll use the square and just clamp it in place. Yeah, all of these frames are made exactly the same, so going forward I won't show putting any of these together, I'll just show them being put into the keel. Next up we have 4 more pieces to go into the front here. We've got 4, 5, 6 and 7, and they'll be going on the front here, starting at the top with 4 and then working our way down to the bottom. So yeah, it'll be 4, 5, 6 and 7. Next up we'll be extending the keel. We have this part K2, which will just slide into K1. Once that's in there, we have these two supports that go one on each side just to hold it in place. Next up we have two of these braces, one that goes on each side. As you can see, they go into the corresponding frames that we've put on the ship so far. Also glued the front because that presses up hard against the very front frame. Well, that was a reasonably tight fit. Wasn't easy, but that should hold all these frames nice and square as well. So it's already starting to look a lot more solid. Yeah, we'll get ready to do the next section. Okay, we've got these two frames to put in. They're both number 9, one on each side. It was very difficult to put it in place. I needed 3 hands, and I needed to stand over the frame. They all slot into these little slots on the frame all the way down. Because I had to stand over the ship, I wasn't able to actually film it. You have to hold these onto these little notches, push them out because it's a bent piece, and then had to glue these two cross frames on the back here, numbers 10 and 11. So you had to hold the two sides out while managing to push these in at the same time. It was very difficult to do. I have 2 more of these cross frames to go in. We've got number 12 and number 13 that just go into the slots that we have here. These have to be glued into place, so I'll continue with the filming from this point. Okay, that completes everything I can get in through this week. We've got 6 of the frames in place. We've got the supports at the bottom and the top. We've probably got about 1/3 of the ship done, maybe a fraction less. So next week we'll probably be adding another 1/3 to the skeleton. So I hope you'll join me for that. Cheers.